Good morning and welcome to another video by Russia UK. Right, on today's video we're going to be talking about the flotation of Deliveroo. Right, firstly, that is quite old actually. We knew for quite a while now that Deliveroo was going to get listed on the stock exchange. So that is old news. But the good new news is that the riders as in the delivery drivers, are going to get up to £10,000 each. So that is something brilliant for the drivers coming their way. They've created a pot which is worth £16 million. So that's been set apart. They're also at the same time trying to get customers to join in this flotation, and they are giving customers £1,000 worth of shares. Now, I'm not sure how that is going to be given to them. They could, it could go on from things like the amount of deliveries they made, or they might give them on a discounted rate. So we're not going to know exactly how that works until they actually register themselves on the app, and all the terms and conditions will be displayed to them. But that is quite unusual actually, because a normal IPO doesn't work that way. It goes to a broker and they find their clients to sell and all that sort of thing. So they're doing a bit more something in the middle, which is not unusual. But that will become a lot more clear as time goes by. Now, firstly, the valuation. Now that's been set at £5 billion. Again, like I've done previously with Uber, you cannot value these kind of companies. Well, you can, but they're not your brick and mortar valuation. These are future projections and 101 other things that comes into play to make a valuation. Now, it's more of a more realistic value than Uber valuation when Uber went public. And remember, I told you at that time, it's all on video as well. What is this sliding down for? It's all on video where I said, look guys, it's gone and he floated, Uber did, and I said, look, you could get this off half the price here. What did he do? He went straight down to, I don't know, about $20 or something. I was mentioning I made that video when he was about $22, $23. If you listen to me, not a financial advisor by the way, but he could have made some serious 200-300% profit from that alone. But let's leave that alone and talk about this. Now, obviously Deliveroo will be riding on last year's results, and that's going to make it look a lot more impressive. But something, we all know why that's going to look impressive, because of the pandemic that's happened. So they'll be relying on that alone, that a lot. And also what they're doing is they're expecting that to carry on after the pandemic is over. So, there's a bit of a risk factor on that side as well. Now, how are they going to make the payments to their drivers or riders? They keep saying to them, well, it'll be the same sort of thing like we had with Uber. The same sort of payout system, where they'll be into a tier system. Remember Uber's tier system? And it's the same thing. They're going to have a tier system that will compromise of the top tier being 10,000, then 1,000, then 500, then a miserable £200. And personally, I think most will fall into a £1,000 bracket. Something, I've talked about this a lot with Uber. I just can't understand why they haven't got a £5,000 bracket, because the jump from from 10,000 to 1,000 is a big drop there. They needed to have something in the middle, but they don't. God knows why. It's just common sense, but common sense doesn't work with these companies. Mathematical calculators, algorithms all them sort of things will give them a better indication of how they could profit, rather than give it out to drivers. But again, that's something that's not in our control here. So you're not going to see a £5,000 bracket. I would have loved to see that, but it's not going to happen. Okay, now firstly, can I just say I really glad that you guys are getting this payment. Yeah, this job, I think the delivery job is a lot more harder than what we do as public hire drivers or even taxi drivers. The delivery driving job is not an easy job. It is highly frustrating. It's very stressful, and there's a real danger element attached to it as well, especially if you guys ride on bike, and everyone seems to be against the bikes as well, especially if you're in London. The black cabbies are really after you. I don't know why. It's like one of the immoral things with black cabs in London is we hate bikes. It's your code of conduct. But we could talk about that again some other time. Right. So, but it is hard work. These guys actually do very, very hard work, and they work on the different terrain. You look at when it's raining, these guys are out there. When it's snowing, these guys are out there. And we're not talking about, they're not driving. We can't, when the sun's blasting, they haven't got an air conditioner in the bike to put on. This job here as a delivery driver, I cannot emphasize enough how hard that job is. And if you think taxi driving is hard, go and do delivery jobs, and go and do it full time, not as a poxy little thing. A lot of the drivers are doing now, filling in time till the taxi comes a bit better. They're going to leave that job and everything. You do full time and you try and make your own living out of that, and you'll actually realize how hard it is. So again, well done guys, very well done. So anyway, let's also look at Deliveroo's the model and the future, how things are going to work out for them as well. Now, this is a very, very competitive area, delivering, and sadly, again, the takeaways, the restaurants, like us drivers, we will be the one that will bear the brunt of any expansions or directions these companies take. We will pay the price for them accelerating their business model. And how much these small businesses are willing to pay out in commissions will determine eventually if they actually survive. That's how much effect these companies are having with the establishments they deliver from. And and the competition for delivery, that's a very big field in itself. And you got the big players as well. You haven't got the the restaurant with his own 2 or 3 drivers. There's big companies out there, the likes of obviously Uber Eats. We've seen Just Eat. So there's big companies out there that are competing for that specific market. So that's going to have a big effect on Deliveroo. So they need to project in the future how they're going to, make, if anything, make this model a bit more different, so they can expand. And these competitions, that's not only the competition. There's other competitions, other websites. Now, what I'm saying here is there'll be a different form of competition for Deliveroo. From say the social media side of things. You take, for instance, Instagram, and there's a few others like them. Etsy, I think, is one of them, where small traders, sole traders, are setting up their own stores. from someone selling, I don't know, bangles, to someone selling onion barges on Instagram. And they're creating their own niche of a market, so I reckon that will explode. The market for that will explode. And I think these players here, the likes of Deliveroo and all that, Uber Eats, will be paying very, very close attention to what I've just mentioned about the likes of Instagram having their own stores and everything. So there's a lot of competition. What I'm trying to get to, is it a good investment? I can't say that. But you know what, you guys, well done. I really do mean it. You deserve it, really. I'm really glad you got it. Bye bye now.